Hi, it's Frida Kabo. I've had some great conversations with awesome people, and I thought, why keep the conversations in the archive? I want to share them with you. So here is one of the conversations from the Sensitive Success Summit. Enjoy. Many of us sensitives can feel weird and like we don't fit in. This can be seen as something negative, but in this conversation, we're going to talk about being weird and how we can embrace it even more. And today's expert is really weird and proud of it. Birgitta Granström has devoted her life to understanding human behavior and decoding the meaning of life. She is a pioneer in the coaching industry, an author and an early adopter of generative AI. Birgitta spent over 2 decades in the corporate world teaching personal development, leadership, and coaching. She was a trailblazer in the coaching industry in Sweden, founding the first ICF-accredited coaching training program, and served as the president of ICF Nordic in Stockholm. Then she left all that to become a digital nomad before it was a thing, and now she lives in the wilderness in sunny California. Birgitta's lifelong quest to answer the profound questions, why do people behave as they do, and what is the meaning of life, led her to develop an innovative approach to life and human interaction, the Life Spider System, a revolution in psychology and life philosophy. It challenges old belief systems and provokes established social structures, leading us to rethink how we live our lives and how we interact with the world around us. And I have the honor of being one of Birgitta's certified Life Spider coaches. And I just love that wanted to join this conversation with me. Welcome, Birgitta.
Thank you. And I'm so happy to be here. And I'm proud to have you as one of the certified Life Spider coaches, Frida. So it's been very exciting. Yeah.
I am so excited for this conversation because as always, when I talk to you, I never know where it's going to go. But yeah, start by telling us a bit more about yourself and why you think it's important to embrace our weird.
Okay, so I think not talk that much about myself, except that everyone who is weird or the sensitive, or because from the beginning that there is something you are different, but it takes you a while before you understand that, oh, I'm not thinking or other people is not thinking as I am. So that's the biggest difference. And then you start to question, and the most of the weird ones we ask why and how. We want to have the deep answers, and then a common traits among all the weird ones. And maybe I should start with when you described the weird ones. I mean, if we go back and really check on the word weird, so it means it's an Germanic 1400s, 1200s word that from the beginning, if you check on the dictionary, it means have the power to control destiny. Okay, so I just want to start to say that because we need to have another approach to weird, because weird means that you are allowed to be exactly who you are, and when you are unique and you are sticking out, you are not fitting into the system. And especially now when we are in a huge shift in the society, in the world, the technology, and everything is moving so fast. And to me, the weird ones, I have also choose to use the word weird because it includes all people maybe who have a label, who are different. Because most are sensitive. I mean, I bring in the sensitive in the weird ones too. Because most of the time, one label is not enough. You maybe have the ADHD, you are autist, you are sensitive and whatever, but you are little of everything.
Yeah, I love what you're saying about being weird and the deeper meaning of the word, and also that you include everyone. It's with neurodiversity, I guess is
yeah
the word that.
And I would and I would define the weird ones. They are the highly intelligent. You are sensitive because you have a huge intuition. I mean, you see through people. You smell a lie for hundreds of miles. You know more about people than they know about themselves. You are processing information differently because you can receive so much with all your senses, and you have a processing machine that means that all you can pick up information and you can put them together in new constellations. So that's why you also are so creative. And the weird ones also is looking for solutions. And when they see a problem that maybe other people haven't seen yet, the weird one is there with a solution. And this can be really confusing for people around them. And that's why they are trying to fit them into a box and say, okay, you are abnormal, you need a label, you are an ADHD, you need to sit still, and you cannot communicate correctly, because a weird one, you can skip this middle part. I mean, ordinary people is thinking, linear thinking, and they need to take one step at a time, otherwise they get lost. But for a weird one, they see the problem and here is the solution, and everything in between is not interesting. And so we communicate, and that's also when you meet other weird ones, you have another type of conversation. You dive right into what's important and you can leave the rest behind. And that's why you feel another weird one, and then you feel like you have known them like forever, and you are in a deep conversation immediately. So there is special traits, and those traits I mentioned right now, you can find them in the ADHD. There are special traits, and it's a genius trait, but the society tried to tell you that you are not normal. You need to adapt. You need to sit still. You need to be average. You need to focus. And that's why it's so complicated for neurodiverse. Even the neurodiverse genre right now has started to become a box. And that's why the weird ones is open up. It's not a box. It's a self-imposed description of who you are that much wider.
Mm. I can sometimes feel like sensitive, that I'm like a social chameleon, where I feel like I can fit in anywhere, but I don't belong anywhere.
That got me goosebumps, because that exactly, and that's the problem the weird ones or have, that they can't fit in everywhere, because they are such a brilliant observer. And when weird ones take a room, they are scanning the energy, they are looking at the people, they are listening to conversation, and then they decide, okay, so in this place I can be this person, but they don't really feel belong, because they are so good to play a role to fit in, and just because they can, and they care so much about other people, they don't want to make others uncomfortable, so it's easier to adapt. And that's in the long run, if you just keep on adapting. That's why you also have so many mental issues among the weird ones, because you are holding yourself back.
Yeah. And it feels like there's on the one hand, you try to fit in society, like everyone should be normal and the same and the boxes, but also on the other hand, everyone should be unique, and you should be weird and should take place. So do you think that everyone is weird really, and we're just suppressing it, or no?
No, I think there is a difference, and I think that's important. So every single individual are unique with your experience, your traits, your everything. So everyone absolutely unique, but not everyone is weird. So it's an important distinguish, because some people say, oh, everybody's unique. Yes, you are, but you are not weird, because there are kind of a special species. I mean, you have the legs and the arms and the head, but there is a different species. I mean, it's a dog and a goat and a horse and a cow. I mean, it still is animals on four legs, but and each individuals in between, yeah, you are unique. So they're still, I mean, the what you can call it normies, the average people, they should strive for being unique, and have, because they also have trouble to adapting. So we have similar maybe issues and problems, but it's two different species, and it's the approach how we solve problems and how we get help to empower ourselves are different, totally different. And that's also why it's so hard for a weird one when they get maybe depression, or they get in those dark holes, to find a therapist or a psychology or a coach that can approach them and understand them in their weirdness, it's really hard. So most of the time, the weird ones end up and they are sitting with a therapist and they feel sorry for the therapist and they give them what they want. And they also look because they know what question they want to have. And then they say, thank you, I see you next week. And they never go back.
Mm.
So, yeah, I don't know why. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting because I read an article about kids with ADHD or on the autism spectrum, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they had done the whispering game, you know, where you sit in a circle and you whisper. And they had split the groups into not autistic and autistic. And both those groups understood each other. But it was when you mixed the people that they didn't understand each other and had more problems than when they were in separate groups.
Oh, that was an interesting. I haven't read it, so really interesting. You can give me more of that so I can read into it. And I think that's the thing, what you are saying now. It's because I can see even the neurodiverse branches, or what you call it, they are trying to say, okay, we need to adapt the ADHD or all those with the neurodiverse need to be helped and get everything. But that's not right either, because we need to do it both way. Because even those who are weird, the weird ones, need to understand what those average people need. And you, even if you are weird, you can adapt, you can communicate, you can learn certain skills. But the difference is right now is if you learn and you know, okay, now I am playing the game, I do this because I have to facilitate the communication with those other people and understand they can, an average person cannot understand you because they don't have that level of awareness. And you cannot be mad or frustrated or angry and disappointed or someone who don't know how to do it. I mean, you can't blame a baby for not walking. That's kind of the same. So I think we have to open up the discussion, exactly what they did in this experiment, and to communicate in both way and respect and accept the different way of being, but not judge it as good as bad or whatever, because we need each other. And there where we have also the bridge builder in the stuff that we really need to communicate those both words.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so how do we know if we're hiding our weird?
How we know if we are weird?
If we are hiding, if we really should embrace our weird.
I would say the most common symptom, the hiding your weirdness, is frustration. It's frustration, and it could be sadness and confusion. That's the most common. I think frustration is the most common symptoms, because and then you can see maybe in some kids that they burst out in anger or they throw things, and that's a symptom of that you probably are a weird one. I would say that's the strongest one, and then you tell a kid, oh, you have to calm down, and they get punished in school because they are angry, or maybe hits or slaps someone in the face or whatever. But that's only the frustration because they are not understood in their way of thinking.
Yeah. So if someone is feeling, oh yeah, I feel a lot of frustration, where do you recommend them to start? How can they embrace their weird a bit more?
At first, we need to spread the knowledge that weird and the weirdness is actually something to be proud of. And you have to, so the knowledge about it, it's not a label, because still there is, parents can cry when their kids get an ADHD label, instead of saying, yeah, it hasn't become better, but it's still kind of a little bit of that something wrong, because they are defined, and even in the neurodiverse world, they define this as something, there's something wrong, that's something that need to be cured, to be medicated, etc., etc. And we need to get away from that and see to be weird is something that actually is good and it's cool and it's fun. It's the cool kid on the blocks in the future. And first spread the awareness. But when you see it, to take it seriously and say, oh, what if I belong? Ask it as an experiment. Oh, what if I am neurodiverse in one way? If I am a weird one? If I am different than others? And start to read, talk to people. I mean, there are so much. Ask ChatGPT right now. Yeah, I am like this and this and this. What do you think I am? I mean, not for a go to take a diagnose, but increase the self-awareness. So I mean, the bottom line, what would you do? Increase the self-awareness. Learn more about yourself. Keep on asking questions, and know if you ask questions about yourself, if you ever wonder if it's something wrong with me, be sure it is, but it's not wrong. It's something that's really weird, wonderful. But if you have that feeling, I mean, otherwise you wouldn't feel. And the reason why you feel something is wrong is that you are different than others. And we are still in a society that we judge people as good and bad and right and wrong, blah, blah. So it's something to celebrate. And now, I mean, the world is changing, and more people wants. Then we have those who want to be weird. So yes, it's a mess.
Yeah, so someone feeling, yeah, I'm weird, but I can't show that, or I'm afraid to be that. Do you have anything to say to that?
It could be a good thing to actually don't show your weirdness everywhere, because you need to be aware you will be judged. So you need to use your brain, because the weird ones have a brilliant brain, and be aware you need to use it strategically. And because I mean, I can show, if I go out, if I sometimes have to interact with the society outside my wilderness life, I am really good on playing the game. So I know exactly what I'm doing, and sometimes I have to behave, and I know how ordinary people behave in certain situation, what they say in certain situation, not what you feel like. So you need to be controlled, because sometimes you don't want to deal with to be judged and maybe be disappointed or think that people see what you see. So I would recommend it. Share your weirdness with people you really trust, that see the best in you no matter who you are, and that could also be strangers. I mean, that's the reason why I have created the Web of Weird, the community for the weird ones. And we want to conquer the entire world. We will bring in all the weird ones, because there you have a sanctuary for the weird ones that you actually can just come and join for a few minutes. You haven't seen any of the people or heard any of the people, know them, but you see that, okay, shit, I belong. There is others who think like me. And just to get that confirmation, maybe just for a few minutes, you know, you can start to walk your own path. You can start to trust your intuition, because the weird ones are smart enough. They have gone through all the thinking and analyze themselves, and they can find the information. So they don't need a step 1 to 7. How can you do with the weirdest? Most of the time, they just need to be confirmed in their own thoughts.
I love that. So important to find like-minded people, especially when we doubt ourselves. So seeing that we are feeling alone in the world, and
Yes.
to see that, yeah, just like we do here with the Sensitive Success Summit. Like,
it's wonderful.
Just go together and celebrate our unique trait or a unique weirdness or whatever it is. So what do you think would be the difference in the world if more people embrace their weirdness?
I think we will have more happy people if we have the weird ones, because something with the weird ones is we love paradoxes. We try to see the similarities in the differences. We respect other people's belief system, even if we don't want to go that way. So that could be an understanding, because right now the belief system in the world, no matter what kind of religion, philosophy, and what it is, but the thing that each belief system think this is the right way, and they try to drag in people and believe what we believe, do this. And that's why we need to have the the books and regulations and to tell them with laws and norms and morals to follow just to keep them in that box, because nothing is really true. It's something that's created. But if someone have comfort in a belief system, really, it's okay. And the weird ones will allow that. They don't need necessarily to change anything. What the weird ones want, everyone should have the right to be exactly who they are, and looking for ways to get together and co-create instead of competition. So, and with that, they could also, in a shorter term, I mean, no one would, now this, I mean, this is a little bit of a utopia, and maybe there is maybe 50, 100 years it will change, but no one would ever go to a job they don't like. Because the weird ones, we are here for life experiences. And how many people can we see now who wake up in the morning and don't really want to wake up because their life is, they feel miserable. And I mean, for the weird one, that's insanity. So that shouldn't be, and each and everyone should find their own way, and there would be more happy people. We would not have any, no, I wouldn't say no any, but less mental illness, less sad people, and more satisfied, happy, more creations.
Yeah, definitely. And that's how I met you as well. Like, I started asking, what is this it? Is this how life is supposed to be? And all of those deeper questions that I didn't feel satisfied in my life. And then I met you, and I'm like, wow, it can be so much more. And yeah, when I really step into who I am and do these kind of things that I'm passionate about, I can contribute more. It makes me more satisfied, but also I help other people.
Exactly. Oh, I got goosebumps when you remind me of exactly that experience. And so many people have it. Either the fire in life is almost it's gone, then there is almost not left, and they really wonder, is this it? And it's not. But still, we believe it is a truth that you need to work from 9 to 5, and certain they don't even question. We have to do this. We have to live in this way. And you see, no, you don't. You have choices, but you need to have support. You need to have, yeah. So I mean, that would be the first thing. Everyone, no one should go hungry. I mean, they are so stupid. The resources, everything is here to feed everyone. And still we accept that people don't have food. It's kind of, oh, yeah, we want to help and we do stuff, but it's kind of an acceptance. It's the same with war. It's okay to spend money to kill each other. I mean, stupidity. So those things would change for sure with the weird ones, and that's why we start to. And what you are doing with your sensitive stuff, that's we increased awareness, and we have more people. We gave more people confidence, and not the people in the linear way or the establishment or of society, but people who maybe are underdogs or whatever, that have those thoughts, and you find lots of those, the weird ones. And when the weird ones stop accepting labels as limitations, we will see a change, and it will be shaky, especially for the establishment, because when none of the old rules is important anymore, that's scary. So we need to be prepared to even help the transitions for the ordinary people and make it comfortable for them. So we need to have that in mind too.
Yeah, it's a really interesting time to be alive, to see and to be a part of that transformation. So, and you also have a test on your page to see if you're weird enough. Can you tell us more
yes.
about that?
Yes, absolutely. And I would just want to say, now the change in the world and with the technology and the AI right now, AI is here to facilitate the weirdness. Because now it means that more people have access to knowledge that was just a privilege for authorities, And knowledge has been power. I mean, the pen and the power, I don't know but you know what I mean. And suddenly, everyone can get this knowledge. And they can get the therapist or the coach or whatever they want to be if they have the confidence in themselves. And that's why it's going to change. So AI is a tool for this change and for the weird ones to move forward and take a place in the world. And I think that's why I protect the AI as my baby. When the ordinary people say, oh, this is strange, we need to regulate, and this is a danger, and that really upsets me is that people is complaining about AI and the fear of AI instead of see what they are afraid of that's going to happen in the future, that AI will be in control and maybe kill us or whatever they are saying. That's exactly what's happening now. That's what people is doing now. You are misinformation, the war and control and the power. Those are the issues we have to deal with here instead of blaming the future of AI.
And with
so,
AI,
it's another other topic, but just have to mention so we can talk about that. But to do the changes in the individuals now, then there is no fear of AI.
And just to clarify, AI, you mean artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence. I'm sorry. Thank you. It's good. You see, we need to be clarified. Yeah. So it's interesting. We have all the possibilities, and especially for the weird ones, because we can do the intake of the information and use it for good instead of spending time on and energy on fear for what it can do. Use it for the good and.
I love that. And as always, you're way ahead in the future already. I love that. So now, tell us a bit more about your weird test.
Okay, so there is a weird test. Do you belong to the weird ones? And you can take a test. And this is, I would say, call it a quiz because it's not a test. That's what's right and wrong. But this is an educational journey about yourself. So I think it's maybe almost 80 questions or statement, and you only have to see, is this you? Is this not you? Or do you recognize you fully? And you will increase your awareness, so it's exciting to do the test. And in the end, you will get your result. You can even be this weird one, but there is also that I really want to protect too, and that's what I call the bridge builders. And those are, you have the part of the weird ones, but you also have a part of the, what we call the seekers or average people. And the bridge builders, we need the bridge builders because you really are those who make put words together. So, or you are a seeker, and the seeker, what that means, you have an ambition to learn, to get to know you more about yourself. And you can develop your consciousness, your awareness, and you will probably develop to a bridge builder but you need to have the ambition. I want to know more about myself and I prepared to do the work. Those who is not doing the test or think, they don't even are a seeker. Right? We put them in the duck pond, kind of. So
yeah, I remember. I know that I was disappointed the first time I did the test because I was not a weird one. I was a bridge builder, and I think that actually a lot of sensitives are bridge builders.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
and the bridge builder and the thing, what we have to learn, the weird ones, sometimes we are, as you said, too much in the future. We have those big and we have so many ideas, but it's not always that we can bring them down and really manifest them and give it to the world, because we lack that capacity or skill sometimes. So together with the bridge builders who understand the weird one, now I get goosebumps again. So we have a bridge builder who understands what we mean, but they also understand how can we communicate to this physical world and the planet, and how can we make this to happen. So be together with a bridge builder. That's perfect. And for the bridge builder, you find you can utilize this weird, crazy side, and you feel more comfortable with yourself, and you can accomplish so much more because you get inspired with the weird ones. And the weird ones love to embrace the bridge builders and, I mean, empower them to be more weird. So it's a perfect relationship. And even it's a physical, human to human, I think the best relationship is with one weird one and a bridge builder.
I love that. Yeah. And it also shows that it's so important to really embrace our differences.
Yes.
To really see, yeah, it's okay to be weird. Yeah, it's okay to be bridge builder. It's okay to be seeker. As you say, it's not right or wrong. It's just that's where we are right now.
No, not to try to be something else, but really figure out, who am I? Where am I? And if you can find some, okay, I belong more here, and accept that and be proud of that, then we have so much more fun together. So then we don't have to reject anyone, actually, if we just have an understanding in both ways or ways. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is the Sensitive Success Summit. Tell us why did you want to join and celebrate sensitivity with us?
Because I think what you are doing now, Frida, as I told you before, I'm so impressed. And just to create the awareness and make the sensitiveness, you have found a word that people recognize themselves, and it's okay to be. And if I can contribute to a few people who just embrace who they are and say, that's okay, I am proud of being this, I think this is a community. And as you say, I think you are a lot of bridge builders among the sensitive, since you are the leader of this crowd. And we need the bridge builders. That's what I'm talking to the weird ones in the communities. And as I see the world with those magnetic clusters of those who is contributing to a better world, we have the same big vision somewhere. And if we can get together and connect together, I think it's just wonderful. So I'm super proud to be here. I'm honored that you asked me, Frida.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited.
You have the guts to let the weird ones into your sensitive space.
Of course, always welcome. No, I really love that you're here, and I think it's so important. Well, I really love your point of view of the world, and also it's always interesting to listen to you, because you have always things that makes me go, yeah.
Yeah, that's the typical weird ones, and I love it to speak to people who, yes, when you can see their face, and that, I mean, that's an empowerment for the weird one's brain to be even more weird. So that's, I mean, that's a really, so I feel super motivated and energized when I'm talking to you, because you are bringing out the best of my weirdness. That's how I feel. That's why I think it's so great to be here.
Oh, wonderful. Is there anything else that you would like to say to those sensitives that are listening to this?
I would say try to be even more sensitive. To expand your sensitiveness with 100, who would you be then? I mean, what other stuff do you have there, and what would you release, and what is it that you can give to the world? Yeah, I think so, because now it's like sensitive, or it's hard, it's heavy. No, there is a light in the sensitiveness. It's a lightness. It's light. You can fly. It's an angel's energies, and movement. Create movement instead of sit still and think I am so sensitive. I bringing other people's energy. Move. I think there was a thought right now. I think move, because then nothing can get stuck in you.
Love that. Thank you so much.
I don't know.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you for being so weird and encouraging the weirdness in the world. I love it. And yeah, thank you for the work that you do. It's amazing.
Yeah. Been wonderful, Frida. Thank you.